Well, good evening, everyone. Today I have this Power Smart lawnmower back in the shop, and this belongs to my friend Renee. And she's asked me, since it's springtime, give it a once over and make sure it's good to go and everything. And hey, no problem. Really, there's not much that can go wrong with it, but makes her feel better, and it's kind of doing a good deed, you might say. So I don't mind doing it at all. So I drove out today, picked it up, brought it back here. Last spring, when it was kind of the first time I'd serviced this thing, I found out the air filter was completely disgusting, completely packed with junk. And I thought, hey, no big deal. Toss an air filter at it, just a little rectangle. It should be nothing to it. I don't remember what that air filter ended up costing, but it's basically only on this engine, and it's kind of discontinued. I think it cost something like $72 for that air filter. So naturally, I asked her, like, do you want to put an air filter on this older machine that's, a significant portion of the cost of a new lawnmower? And so she decided to do it, which is reasonable. It's still a lot less than a new lawnmower, so I get it. We did it. I was really hoping that when I opened this up this time, it wouldn't be so bad. That was not the case. It was bad.
I'm going back to the place I ran from. Palm trees, broken roads, desert dust bowl sun, where the bill man will call you almost every week. Which bills to pay today, what's left in the fridge to eat. Where stars frame the night, born out of dreams, just close enough to give hope, but too far to reach. I left there with that hope on fire, a backseat for a bed in search for something brighter. Down in that Dust Bowl Valley, with that Dust Bowl Valley sun.
I've brushed it off now with a toothbrush, but this was completely, you couldn't see any kind of pleats here. It was completely plugged, and even the cover inside, there's these little baffles here, they were pretty plugged up. So I've brushed it out a little bit with a toothbrush. And my first thought when I opened it was, I don't want to spend another $72 of her money on another air filter. Now we're at essentially $144 for air filters, which is an even bigger portion of just a new lawnmower that would have readily available air filters. And as I was kind of cleaning it, I thought, actually there's a third path that we can take that probably doesn't get talked about much, especially if you're bringing your unit to, say, a dealership or whatever, a place that sells mowers. They're probably gonna, you're gonna go down that road of it's not worth fixing, and so on and so forth. And that's not wrong, but there is a third path. And so I've decided, and I'm going to talk to my customer about this, of course, but basically I've, kind of spread this open, cleaned it out with a toothbrush as best I can, and I'm gonna put it back in. And yes, is that going to shorten the longevity of this lawnmower? Yes. But it still has life in it, so we're not immediately disposing of it and getting a new one on the basis of the cost of one air filter. We're just going to keep riding this as long as we possibly can and get as much life out of this as we can. I'm sure we can get 2 to 3 more years out of this before this filter is completely trashed. And at that point, then the rest of the mower is probably not so happy either, and then we can justify replacing it. So that's the way I'm going to go. I'm gonna put this back together, sharpen up the blade a little bit, put some fuel in it. The oil looks good. We changed it last spring. I'm not gonna change it again. And then tomorrow I'll zip back out and deliver it to her. So that's the update for now. Since I've got you here, and speaking of Renee, that sign, I traded some work for that. I got the better deal, let's be honest. But it won't light up. I'm not sure why. I did put a LED type fluorescent bulb in it, but it does. I checked, it's got power. My switch is down here and nothing. And there's a switch here. Nothing. I don't know. It does have an old style ballast in there and things like that. So maybe one of those has failed. Maybe the LED bulb has failed. I really don't know, but I'd like to find out because I really prefer if that works. Need a ladder or something. The mower service is done, runs like a top. I did sharpen up the blades. I didn't get too fussy because it's an acreage mower, and being an acreage mower, we're not looking to create a putting green, and likewise there's going to be sticks and things like that, rocks, so it's not worth getting too fussy about it. But put some gas in it, primed it a few times, it fired right up, so it's ready to go back tomorrow. Might be the bulb. Okay, some extremely quick Google foo suggests that if we check continuity between these pins, we should have some. And if we don't, then the bulb is bad. Nothing there. And nothing there. I think the only thing to do is get another bulb and try it out in there and see how it goes. I don't have any more, so I'm just gonna have to buy one, I guess, and see if it works. Good news. I think I was kind of overdue for some good news. It works. It was just the bulb, which is kind of annoying because the bulb, you know, LED bulbs are supposed to last a really long time, and that one, the old one, really didn't. This one costs a lot more, so maybe it'll last a lot longer. Who knows? But I'm happy that it's working. So until next time, as always, keep it in the litter box. You gotta be kidding me. Good evening again. Since we last spoke, I have learned a thing or two about these fluorescent light fixtures and the plug-and-play LED tubes, and the main thing I've learned is that, like so many things in life, plug and play means nothing. With these older style fixtures, you've got your ballast, you've got your little starter here, and these don't like these starters. The starter kicks a higher current, uses a bimetallic strip and a crystal somehow to generate a higher current to kick on a fluorescent tube. And if this gets stuck on, then these get too much current all the time and it gets super hot on one end, which happened with the last bulb. And that's probably what killed the first bulb as well, is it just, you know, I turned it on at some point, it was kicking high current through, probably shut off when I wasn't looking and I forgot that it was on, and you know, whatever, away we go. Now these aren't really testable. Certified 2-year guarantee. Well, this is definitely more than 2 years old. They're slightly testable though, in some ways. With, you know, with special equipment you can test it, I guess, but. Okay, so it's not stuck on, at least. So there's that, but anyway. I could bypass the starter and I can bypass the ballast, and you can run 120 volts right to the tombstones at the end, as long as they're not shunted, which means they have a connection between each post. Whether these are or not, I don't know, but I have decided that in the interest of sanity and safety and everything else, I have come up with another solution, because also those direct, you know, 120 volt, I guess it's a, what do they call it, a type A bulb, I think is what it's called. I couldn't find anything for much less than 35 bucks Canadian. So for $10.51 Canadian, I got this. And it has a remote. Hey man. Ah, there we are. It changes color. All kinds of stuff. So I'm just going to wrap this inside the perimeter, and that should provide enough. It's trimmable, cut it to length. I don't know if one wrap is going to be enough. I'll kind of test it and see. And then, you know, I can make it do like different effects and stuff. Why not, right? Yeah. But the first thing I need to do is strip out all of this extra stuff. I'm going to save it because I have no idea why. Just for preservation purposes, I guess. One advantage of doing this is that I had to mount this on a wooden spacer on the wall, because if you look at it this way, actually the starter extends down as well, and so does the ballast. So I needed a spacer to attach it to the wall. So with all of that gone, I'm not going to need a spacer. Take this apart. It's slotted. Oh, very random security bit. Robertson Transformer Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Interesting. Yeah, I should get everything apart, so I'm gonna get cracking. So this is kind of a bow tie shaped bit. This is a number 1 bow tie shaped bit, I guess you could say. Doesn't even really, come on, it doesn't it doesn't fit that well in there either, to be honest.
Yeah, came through flexing cause they know I got the sauce. Got the presents on me, I can't ever take it off. That's why I came country boy stepping. Yeah, I'm country boy stepping. Country boy stepping. Yeah, I'm country boy.
All right, there it is. It's all, it's a little bit flexible, so it kind of goes a little bit around the corners. Had enough length to go twice around, and I've spaced the second round in a little bit, so hopefully it's, you know, it kind of diffuses it nicely and isn't too crazy all in one spot, I guess. Only one way to find out though, you know, if it's going to work or not. And that's to try it with the lens in. Let's see. Oh, oh my, I'm quite happy with that actually. That's the color right there, that orange. That looks wow. Don't mind that either. That looks quite old school fluorescent. Well, I couldn't be happier with that. That's for sure. Wow. And it is evidently dimmable to some extent. Oh, that's the speed. Oh man. Ah, I see. Yikes. Oh boy. Interesting and fun. All right, I'm gonna get this mounted up. And there we are. And I can't decide if I like that color best or that color best. Kind of leaning towards that for now. But boy, I couldn't ask for a better result than that. I do hope that self-proclaimed Toro man, my friend's dad, is not rolling in his grave at the desecration I've perpetrated upon this 1950s, advertising sign. But I mean, now it's safe, uses less power, and it's a little more fun. And it just looks cool. I could not be happier with it. I hope you've enjoyed this little resto mod of the 1950s Toro light and the quick little service we did on my friend's mower. And if you like this kind of thing, come on back. Maybe hit that like button, that subscribe button. And until next time, keep it in the litter box. Cheers.